All right. Harev Nyree.
Harev Talin.
Շատ ուրախ եմ, որ այսօր Շամլյան վերադարձել ես եւ կմասնակցես մեր project-ին 50 Years, 50 Stories։ Սկսենք հին հիշադակներով։ Քու 9-րդ դասարանի yearbook-ը։ Պատրաստ ես։
Պատրաստ եմ։ Yeah, that's me. Wow.
What year is
Shaggy.
this?
88.
Yeah. Ինչ փոփոխություններ տեսար հիմա որ ետ վերադարձար Շամլյան։
Բոլորովին դարբեր դպրոց է, երբ ներս մտնաս։ Աչափ ընդլայնված, աչափ հետաքրքրական, գեղեցիկ, ջերմակ բادر չի կան այլևս դուրսը քունավոր են, ավելի գարձես հմայիչ, ավելի սիրելի, ավելի դան նման է, քան թե բարձ դպրոցի։
Can you tell us a little bit about life after Shamlian?
Life after Shamlian took me to Pasadena High School, and I'm going to be very honest, it's solely because of sports, because the Armenian schools back then didn't have high school teams that were competitive, and I wanted to play basketball. After that, I did my undergraduate bachelor's at Washington State, and then I went to law school and did my dual PhD program at Stanford with a JD and a PhD in political science.
What inspired you to pursue that field?
I grew up in the 80s. It was the Artsakh movement. It was Haya Bahpanhum, Hay Gagan Hartsa, and so I thought by pursuing a field in law and political science, I can help the future cause of the Armenian people.
You stayed that course.
Absolutely.
You're one of the first people who was in Armenia when the Artsaksis were displaced, and we were very proud here at Shamlian to see one of our alum there right at the forefront of what was going on.
I want to talk about Shamlian memories. I remember February, March of 88. Երբ Արցախյան շարժումը սկսած էր Հայաստանեն ներս. And we were privileged enough to have a speaker come from Artsakh who was here in the Western region spreading the cause and the word, because back then there was no social media. There were no cell phones for everyone to get messages right away. He came and he spoke about what was going on in the homeland and what Artsakh meant to us historically. Yev Geishem Ir Kalen Yet Kachort Ora, we staged a walkout. Despite the fact that the majority of the administration and staff didn't know, only 2 teachers knew, and I'm not going to name them because we don't want to have any co-conspirators named. And myself and a friend who's a year younger staged a walkout for Artsakh, and it was a protest, and it was the first one of that kind in the Armenian schools.
And it was in the news.
It was in the news.
We have that clip.
Yes, it was in the news. That is basically how my love for Artsakh, my interest for Artsakh became what it is.
Amazing.
So Shamlian has instilled a lot in me.
Whenever you think back to your Armenian classes, your history classes, do you feel like that Voki was instilled in you during those classes, or was it just the environment on campus?
I'm going to name 2 of the Armenian teachers that instilled Askain Vokin, Haya Bahpanum, Hayren Lesvi Ser, Oriort Arak Zarzavajan, which is amazing, որովհետև այսօրվա աշակերտները թեր գրնան իր մեզ սորվիլ եւ լավ հայերեն գիտնալ եւ հայկական ոգի ունենալ, եւ Baron Levon. Baron Levon was my junior high teacher, and the interesting thing is երկուքնալ դեսնալով հայերենի կարողությունս միշտ կսեին տուն ավելի գարթա, որ քանի որ գիտեին որ հայերենս կրնար զորավորը լալ. I will cherish them for the rest of my life, and any student after me that has had them փախտավոր է, եւ Շամյանը փախտավոր է, որ իրենց պես թաստիարակ ունեցած է հասկանդարի.
Շատ փախտավոր.
Այո.
And after you went to Stanford and you graduated and you went into your profession, you still continued your connection with the homeland, with Artsakh. Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you've carried on after?
Հոմի մեջ երրորդ սերունդ հոմու եղա, երկրորդ սերունդ հոմի գետրոնական վարչության ադենաբեդուհի, which is the international board of the ARS. I was probably one of the youngest, if not the youngest, chairs of the organization. Եվ մանավանդ վերջին 4 տարվա մեջ որ գրնամսել ցեղասպանութենեն յետ մեր ամենաթժվար օրերը եղած են. We did a lot of humanitarian efforts. Artsakh War, 44-day war, where I was lucky enough to be in Hayastan carrying out humanitarian aid, and we were able to help 1,000 Artsakh families, which is roughly 50 to 60,000 individuals if you count them per family. December of 2022, days before the blockade, Artsakh, we had started a solar Artsakh project, or solar water heater Artsakhi Kyugereners. My least favorite time, I say in my lifetime, was September of 2023. Lura arin for Artsakh Gergin Rampagozumi Dage, and I had to take a trip to Hayastan and be witness to hundreds of thousands of Armenians leaving Artsakh. I think in Otoneru Sharane Yerpekche Mornar. Vocha Gorisi Harabaraga. I'll never forget the situation I saw those people in. I was lucky. I've been to Artsakh during the last 30 years. I've seen the war, I've seen its heyday, and then I saw this, its demise in a sense. Bites. Artsakh Bidi Veratarnak.
And I'm gonna say that besides all the great work you were doing, the updates you were sending through social media was really useful. You being there really impacted people there as well as all of us here in Los Angeles.
I did what I did for the Armenian people, and I will continue to do it because Verchi Vercho Bidi Koya Devin. Bidi Chitsakenk Tishnamin Hachogi.
Do you have any words of wisdom to our current graduating class of 2025, the 50th anniversary graduating class?
You're part of history. You don't realize how important these days are for you, but one of these days it's going to hit you like no other thing, and you're going to realize that the days at Shamlian were the best days of your life. So as you move on, as you become professionals, as you get an education, remember Shamlian, because it will and always will be your second home.
I love it.
It's the truth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, impactful post-Shamlian life you've led, and thank you for sharing your 50 years, 50 stories.
Sirov, anytime, anything for Shamlian.